In this video, you're going to learn how Jens Rhoades built his side hustle to a full-fledged marketing agency called Floodlight SEO. Based in Minnesota, his agency now serves over 40 local businesses. But how did he get there? Let's rewind. Before he started his side hustle, Jens Rhoades was a teacher when he decided to dip his toes in affiliate marketing. And he made more money at that than he did teaching. But he soon realized something was missing. The level of satisfaction that he got from teaching was just not to be found in his new activities as an affiliate marketer. So he switched gears and he started working as a consultant. Once he saw the impact his work had on local businesses, he was hooked.
As soon as I started working with local businesses, that really scratched that itch because, I've been doing this long enough that we've been through a few recessions, right? And there are businesses that I can drive by today that I know for a fact would not have survived some of those recessions if not for the fact that my team and I are good at SEO.
The first major turning point in Jen's journey to building his agency was when he zeroed in on his niche and core offer.
I jettisoned off all of the non-SEO offerings because SEO is such a powerful revenue driver for businesses that it made sense to do that. And so Floodlight SEO was born. It's just such a revenue driver for businesses because when people have a problem right now, we're trained to just go to the search engine. And more often than not, it's Google and it's just that simple. And so with SEO though, we found, time and again that the ROI from SEO beats the ROI from ads. It beats the ROI from every other marketing thing because there is no better scenario than just being found when people are looking for your type of business. You look at every other type of marketing. You look at billboards or magazines or radio or ads or anything. They're almost all interruptions, right? Like you're doing a thing and then, some ad comes in, but you're not paying attention to it. So the hope is for all of these things is that when they need you, they'll remember you. Well, that's not great, right? Because people don't remember anything. You can drive past a billboard for a plumber every day on your way to work. And when your stuff breaks, what are you going to do? Are you going to go, what was that billboard again? No, you're just going to go to Google and you're going to pick somebody who's on the list.
Narrowing down to their core offer also allowed Floodlight SEO to develop advanced expertise in that service.
With SEO, you're paying a company to fight on your behalf. It's just mercenary work, right? You pay this company and they do stuff and try and convince Google to love you. And it either works or it doesn't. And so if it works, the ROI is crazy good then when it works. But if it doesn't work, and you're on like page 2 for your keywords that matter, that actually drive traffic, well, then you were better off not paying anybody because page 2 is page 10. It's page 1 or bust. That's where the money is. Think of SEO as like a game of King of the Hill. At the top of the hill, that's where all the money is. And so all these companies are doing is just paying mercenaries to crawl up this hill on their behalf, throwing elbows, throwing punches, and then you get to the top and then you win. But the game never ends. There's always new people coming in and climbing up. And so when you're at the top of the hill, you have to keep fighting. And that's when it gets hard because everybody is gunning for your position.
For Jen's, success is very black and white. Getting his clients to page 1 of Google or bust. Working with local businesses has been a winning strategy for Floodlight SEO, and Jen's team has doubled down on that niche for success.
The bread and butter of my business and the people that I really jive with, really connect well with, are local business owners that are just wanting to get more clients. I like working with the owner. When companies get so big that there's a marketing director involved, I've found that it's less successful as far as our interactions. Like when you're working with a business owner, there's just a sense of, I need help, I need an expert, I think that's you, and I'm grateful for the results that you give. And once you've proven yourself, they stop caring. They're just like, you're doing your job, I'm doing my job, see ya next year. Like they're just easy, right? They're happy that you're working with them and there's an understanding.
While there is no shortage of ways to price your services, whether it's a standard fixed price, preset packages, long-term contract, or short-term contracts, and let's be honest, some of it can seem arbitrary. Jens builds out his pricing based on the ROI he can generate for his customers. We know from earlier in the video that success means getting his clients to the first page of Google. The effort required to get there can vary for each business.
Every potential client that comes into us, we don't have a sales meeting with them and say, okay, it costs $1,500, or we don't give them a choice. So when I talk to a prospect, we get to know each other a little bit, we decide it's a good fit, and then I go and I do some research. We have to figure out where you're at right now, where you want to be, and what's in the middle. Who's in the middle? How hard are they fighting, right? How powerful are they? And then from that, we can develop a plan and a budget that from what it's going to take to get from where you are to where you want to be, because you got to beat all those people. And then and only then can you kind of come up with an actual budget. And that's the cost. Like if they're like, I'd like to spend a lot less. Well, okay, but then we won't win. And you'd be better off not paying anybody, right? Like, do you just want to spend less money, or do you want to get an ROI?
A pricing model that is built around generating an ROI for clients is much easier to sell. Floodlight SEO's success holds other actionable tips for agency operators. For example, Jens is a big believer in documenting processes to ensure consistency of quality across your agency.
In order to have somebody who knows what needs to happen, you can either just kind of have them shadow you and walk through things and, really learn what they're doing inside and out, and they become experts in their field or in what they're doing for you. And that's good, but it's incredibly time consuming. The ramp up is really slow. And so the way to do it better is to really nail down your processes and figure out from a very granular level, how does this really pull together, then document that process, put it into something that can be followed, make it as checklistable as possible, because that's where you get the level of consistency that you need in order to scale and to make sure that quality doesn't suffer. Like there's a reason why pilots have checklists, because crashes were a lot more common when they were just treated as experts who knew what to do. Now with the checklists, it just gets done, and aviation safety blossomed.
Learn more about how Jens Rhoades built Floodlight SEO, including how he scaled his agency, the processes he uses to scale, and his hiring tips. Head on over to our blog. Find the link in the description below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss another video. That's it for me. Until next time, thanks for watching.